So tonight, yes, we are looking at the victims of robocalls and one sad and tragic story in particular. Of course, we know these calls come at all hours of the day and night, bothering us in some cases too, though, ripping us off. It is maddening. Yeah, so who is doing this and what is being done to stop it? The WCNC Defenders team, along with the power of our 63 TV sister stations and digital platforms in Tegna, are going after robocalls and the people who make them. Consumer investigative reporter Bill McGinty has been working on this project since last fall. So, Bill, what you are about to tell us is a real wake-up call, especially for seniors.
Yeah, you know, this story is heartbreaking. It's happening all over the country, including right here in the Carolinas, where consumers have lost hundreds of millions of dollars to phony and illegal robocalls. It is time to stop the calls.
My grandmother was targeted and pursued nonstop by a ring of fraudsters. We found hidden in a closet several bags full of wire receipts where she had been sending large sums of money overseas. It was a 10-person ring in Costa Rica. It was a call center. They posed as representatives of the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission and also the FTC, and using call spoofing technology. The last phone call I had with her, she was extremely adamant about needing this money. It also cuts me to my core that I didn't stop everything that day and go to her. It pains me to talk about my grandmother's horrific death because she chose to take her own life. My grandmother died with $69 in her bank account.
Stories like this are not uncommon.
We're doing everything we can to stop these awful robocalls, which are incredibly annoying, but also a source of fraud. The reason they exist is to steal from vulnerable people.
It's on the radar of Attorney General Josh Stein here in North Carolina, because in the Carolinas, the data on robocalls is staggering. Just in the Charlotte metro area, there were over 463 million robocalls, slightly more than the 320 million back in 2016. That's an increase of 142 million robocalls and then some in just Charlotte.
They're costing our people, vulnerable North Carolinians, tens of millions of dollars. And so I'm committed to doing everything I can to fight these robocallers.
Stein's office helped shut down a deceptive operation targeting people here in the Carolinas with bogus charitable robocalls using causes like children, veterans, and firefighters. How many calls? 1.3 billion, and fraudsters collected $110 million. As for Angela and what the scammers did to her grandma,
they were able to find the ring in Costa Rica. The two ringleaders involved got close to 25 years in prison. They took my grandmother's life. They had blood on their hands.
It's Angela's mission to now help other families hold robocallers accountable.
Reach out to your elderly loved ones and your grandparents more, be more involved, and get in their business, check their mail, check their caller IDs.
Americans are still receiving 125 million robocalls every single day. So we're returning the call, and we're hunting them down. Turns out, they don't like to be contacted by strangers either.
Hey, Nick, you have nothing to say to the millions of people that were called off the do not call list?
So the big question is, who's calling us? Well, this pie chart shows us by category, and we've broken it down for you. The two largest numbers highlighted there in red, scam calls. They make up 41% of the total, followed by telemarketing calls. They happen 24% of the time. So in the next report, we are tracking some of these people down. We are desperately trying to stop the calls for you, for us too.